Hi, my name is Kim Weaver and I did a report on electronic privacy. The purpose of this report is to examine the importance of electronic privacy and the impact it has on personal lives. First, I just want to start with asking how many of you guys have social media? If I were in a class right now, this is the first question I would ask, as many of us would raise our hands and say that we have some type of social media as Twitter, Facebook, Yahoo, some sort of media that we use on a daily basis. Questions I would answer in my study are: what are electronic privacy? What elements are included in electronic privacy? How can we ensure a secure internet? And how do organizations control electronic privacy? Before we start, there are a few definitions that I defined to assist the reader. The first one is Electronic Privacy Information Center. This is also known as EPIC. EPIC is a public interest research center in Washington, D.C. It was established in 1994 to focus public attention on emerging civil liberties issues and protected privacy, the First Amendment, and constitutional values. The second definition I thought was important for you guys to understand is cloud computing. Cloud computing can be defined as the use of computing resources, hardware or software, that are delivered as a service over a network, typically the internet. The third definition I thought was important was privacy. What is privacy? The quality or state of being apart from company or observation privacy can also be defined as the freedom from unauthorized intrusion. Some background on electronic privacy. Who isn't concerned with their electronic privacy? Every person who ever enters anything in the internet is always wondering where their information is going. Electronic privacy and security organizations such as the Electronic Security Association are designed to represent, promote, and enhance the growth and professional development in the growth of the electronic life safety, security, and integrated systems industry. This quote was from the Electronic Security Association website. Next is some background on cloud computing. Cloud computing services have made such a big impact on electronic privacy over the last few years. It's one of the most hyped technology trends. It requires no software, and information storage has exploded. From an article, it stated, the use of cloud computing services have grown more than 60% in the spring of 2010. Cloud computing contains a vast amount of information, which quickly puts our privacy at risk. Because of the intangible and less visible nature of the internet, privacy and security in the cloud inherently possess greater concerns than traditional desktop-based computing, as storing personal data on a server somewhere in cyberspace could pose a threat to individual privacy. Social media stats. As I said in the beginning, we all use social media. It's becoming more and more common, even businesses. 56% of people in the world use some sort of social network. 250 million people access Facebook on their phones daily. 70 billion pieces of content are shared on Facebook each month. As you can see, that is a great deal of information, and we need to be careful what we're doing with our information to ensure that we're not putting ourselves at risk. 17 million articles are hosted by Wikipedia, and 24% of Americans are not confident in their ability to use privacy settings. For example, Facebook has multiple privacy settings, and some people don't know how to use them. You can set your profile to be private, or you can block certain people, but the fact is that many people don't know how to do this, so all their information is out there. Some benefits of strict electronic privacy are increased privacy, information safety, reluctant to make online purchases, passwords, privacy warnings, and improving efficiency. I will go into detail in each of these individually. Increased privacy. Many citizens will like to see more privacy settings set into place to ensure their safety. Information safety is becoming a bigger deal because people are being more conscientious of what site they are using and the data they enter. For example, businesses don't use their business computers at airports if they contain medical records because they're putting those patients at risk of spreading their information. reluctant to make online purchases. Because of the amount of theft and other scandals that happen online, many people are becoming reluctant to purchase things online. The next security benefit is passwords. Most websites and accounts we now visit have a username and a password. This helps our information remain more private. Next is privacy warnings. Every website or purchase typically has some sort of privacy warning or disclaimer that we agree to. However, many do not read this disclaimer because they are not concerned about their privacy and think they will be fine. Lastly is improving efficiency. By increasing electronic privacy, employees tend to be more efficient. This is because they know the company can see how they are spending their time. Along with the benefits of electronic privacy are also some challenges. One challenge is government intrusion. Many fear that the government will place too many restrictions on what we can and cannot access at certain times. Another challenge is businesses always have free access. Online businesses and other websites have access to use data obtained on their websites without the customer agreeing to it. And finally, electronic privacy is hard to monitor. It is difficult to identify who may be breaking certain privacy laws and how they are doing it. The personal use of workplace computers is becoming a threat to company information. Next are some security measures that can be taken place to enhance electronic privacy. The first one is encryption. Encryption is a way of coding information so that it is not easily received by unauthorized personnel. Encryption is a way to enhance the security of a message or file by scrambling the content so that it may only be read by someone who has the right encryption key to unscramble it. This is found from the Windows definition of encryption. The more important the information is, the more recommended you are to use encryption to ensure the safety of the information. Another security measure people are using nowadays is security questions. Many websites such as banks and things that include extremely personal information are using security questions, which you must know the answer to log into your account. By adding these, you're reducing the risk of hackings and information being stolen or harder to get to. As you can see, I've talked a lot about electronic privacy and how big of a deal it is becoming because people are not being careful. Several organizations are monitoring their electronic privacy, and we're really working on improving those issues. One company that I did some research on is called TriZetto. TriZetto is a healthcare company that works with multiple people, and they have one database for 6 different people. So one computer system connects the insurance, the doctors, the hospital, the labs, the client, and the TriZetto company. So their rule at TriZetto is they cannot use company computers at all or for personal use, or they are fired right away. They made this an issue because information was being stolen, and they just didn't want their clients' information getting out to the public. So TriZetto has a no tolerance warning, and if you get caught using the work computers for anything personal, even such as email, you are fired immediately. Another organization dealing with electronic privacy issues is Google. Google recently revealed that the number of requests for private data it received from U.S. officials had increased by 136% by the end of 2012 from the second half of 2009 when Google began collecting the data. Next, I will discuss 7 steps to help regain your accounts if you have been hacked. These steps include ask yourself why it happened, reset all your passwords, update and scan your computer, take back your account by changing your passwords, updating your malware and virus protection. Next, check for backdoors, that there was no files left on your computer that will automatically resend your information to the hacker. Follow the money. If you have money stolen, trace it back to where it's coming from. Perform a security audit. Deauthorize your apps. lock down your credit, and speak out. The last one is extremely important because you need to let people know that you have been hacked and how you have been hacked so other people around you can avoid that. In conclusion, electronic privacy is becoming a bigger issue in the workplace. Companies are trying to figure out how to ensure the best security of their information and employees. Strict electronic privacy policies have challenges and risks, but there are many benefits to increasing information safety. Employees tend to be more efficient when they know what they're doing is being monitored. Businesses should always be aware of what is going on with their security systems and their employees. It is important to be able to recognize if an account has been hacked or tampered with. Some recommendations I have for businesses regarding electronic privacy is no personal use on work computers. Each computer will be protected with new antivirus and malware protection software. And consider all security measures and implement those into the computer systems. In conclusion, I hope that whoever is watching this, you guys learned something about electronic privacy, and I hope you are aware of what you're putting online and just always be aware of what other people might be doing and where you're putting your information so you are not the person that gets hacked. Thanks.